Do you know how it is? You see someone. Maybe they're dressed a certain way. Or they have a particular look on their face. And boom, just like that, you think you've got them all figured out. It happens so fast, doesn't it? Like your brain is a super speedy judge. It sees one tiny thing, one little clue, and then it writes a whole story. A whole entire novel sometimes. We've all done it. I've done it. You've probably done it. It's just a human thing, I guess. Our brains try to be efficient, but sometimes efficient means wrong. I remember this one time, there was a new guy working at a coffee shop I went to. He seemed a little grumpy. He wasn't super chatty. My first thought? Oh, he must not like his job. Or maybe he's just not a friendly person. I almost decided to go to a different coffee shop. Can you believe that? All because of a first impression. A very quick, not very informed impression. It's funny how quickly we can make up our minds about someone. We don't even have all the facts. We just have a feeling, or a quick look. It turns out that coffee shop guy, he was just really focused. He was new, and he was trying super hard to get all the orders right. He didn't want to mess anything up, you know? Later on, once he got the hang of things, he was so friendly. He remembered everyone's orders. He even told jokes. My whole first idea about him was completely off. It just goes to show you. That first glance, that snap judgment, it can be so far from the truth. We see a tiny piece of the puzzle and think it's the whole picture. So, how do these quick ideas even form? Well, our brains are wired to categorize things. It's like a quick sorting system. We see something and our brain says, okay, where does this fit? It looks for patterns based on things we've seen before, or things we've heard. Sometimes it's helpful, like knowing a hot stove is dangerous. But when it comes to people, it's not so simple. People are complicated. They're not just one thing. They have good days and bad days, just like us. And they have whole life stories we know nothing about from just one look. Now these quick thoughts, these snap judgments, they might seem harmless. Like, okay, I thought that guy was grumpy, but he wasn't. No big deal. But sometimes it is a big deal. Think about it. What if I had stopped going to that coffee shop? He might have wondered why customers weren't coming back. Or what if someone is looking for a job? And the interviewer makes a quick decision based on how nervous they are. That person might miss out on a great opportunity, all because of a first impression that wasn't the whole story. It's a small moment creating a big impact. These perceptions, these little ideas we form can really stick. If enough people believe something about someone, even if it's not true, it can become their reputation. Imagine someone starts a rumor. Maybe it's based on a misunderstanding, or just something they thought they saw. That rumor spreads, and suddenly people are looking at someone differently. They're treating them differently, all based on something that might be completely false. It can affect their friendships, their work, even how they feel about themselves. It's like a cloud following them around, and it's not even their cloud. Appearances can be so tricky, can't they? Someone might look really serious all the time. So people think, oh, they must be unfriendly or mean. But maybe they're just shy. Or maybe they're thinking really hard about something important. Or perhaps they're going through a tough time personally, and it's hard to put on a smile. We see the outside, but we don't see what's happening on the inside. It's like judging a book by its cover, but the cover is just one facial expression or one outfit. There are so many pages inside that we haven't even peeked at. And rumors, oh boy, rumors are a whole other level. Someone hears a little snippet of a story. They tell someone else. That person adds a little twist. The next person adds another. Before you know it, the story is completely different from how it started. It's like that game of telephone we played as kids. What starts as the cat sat on the mat can end up as the astronaut is wearing a hat made of cheese. It's funny in a game, but not so funny when it's about a real person and their life. Those twisted stories can cause real hurt and misunderstanding. So, what can we do about all this? How do we stop our brains from jumping to conclusions so fast? Well, the first step is just knowing that we do it. Being aware is super important. When you feel that snap judgment forming, you can say to yourself, hey, wait a minute. Do I really know this for sure? Or am I just guessing? It's like hitting a little pause button in your brain. That pause can make all the difference. It gives you a moment to consider that there might be more to the story. More than meets the eye, as they say. It's so important to try and get the full picture. Instead of just believing the first thing you hear, or the first thing you see, try to learn more. If it's someone you know, maybe talk to them. Or if it's a situation, look for more information. Be a bit of a detective, but a kind detective. A detective who wants to find the truth, not just confirm their first idea. Sometimes just asking a simple question or listening a little longer can completely change your perspective. It's like finding a missing puzzle piece that makes everything else make sense. Think about it like this. If someone told you a wild story about your best friend, would you believe it instantly? Probably not. You'd say, wait, that doesn't sound like them at all. You'd ask questions. You'd want to hear your friend's side of the story. We should try to give everyone that same chance, that same courtesy. Before we make up our minds about someone we don't know well, let's try to gather more facts. Let's listen with an open mind. It's not always easy, but it's always worth it. Imagine if we all did that. Imagine if, before we formed an opinion, we took a moment to really listen, to really try and understand. It could change so much. Fewer misunderstandings, fewer hurt feelings, more connections between people. It's about giving people the benefit of the doubt. It's about remembering that everyone is fighting some kind of battle we might not know about. Or maybe they're just having an off day. We all have those, right? A little patience and a willingness to learn more can go a very long way. So the next time you meet someone new or hear a story about someone, just take a breath. Think before you judge. It's a simple thing, but it's powerful. Ask yourself, what do I truly know? And what am I just assuming? It's about being fair. It's about being kind. We all want to be understood, don't we? We all want people to see the real us, not just a quick snapshot. So let's try to offer that same kindness to others. Let's try to look beyond the surface. Being open-minded is such a wonderful quality. It means you're willing to see things from a different angle. You're willing to learn. You're willing to admit that maybe your first thought wasn't the whole truth, and that's okay. It's not about being right all the time. It's about being open to what is right, what is true. When we open our minds, we often find that the world and the people in it are much more interesting and complex than we initially thought. It's like discovering a hidden garden behind a plain-looking gate. Remember that coffee shop guy I told you about? If I hadn't given him another chance, if I had just stuck with my first grumpy impression, I would have missed out on knowing a really great person. I would have missed out on his jokes. And who wants to miss out on jokes? Not me. These little moments of choosing to understand rather than judge, they add up. They make our own lives richer. They make the world a little bit brighter, a little bit friendlier, and goodness knows, we can all use a little more of that. Ultimately, understanding each other is so important. We're all in this together. We're all just trying to figure things out. When we judge too quickly, we put up walls. But when we try to understand, when we listen, when we give people a chance, we build bridges. And bridges are much better than walls, don't you think? They connect us. They help us see that we're more alike than we are different. So let's all try to be bridge builders. Let's choose understanding. It makes everything better, it really does.